In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly fix uneven hips. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to focus on quickly fixing uneven hips, commonly known as a lateral pelvic tilt. What usually causes this is a blend of weakness and tightness in two specific muscles, the quadratus lumborum and the glutes. To make it really easy, I'm going to break the video up into two separate parts. In the first part, we're going to focus on strengthening weak muscles, while in the second part, we're going to focus on stretching tight muscles that can lead to uneven hips. I know nobody wants to hear this, but it is a video that you need to do all of the exercises to get the best results. With that being said, let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do is figure out which side is high and which side is low. A really easy way to tell is to stand in front of a mirror, take your fingers, place them right at your belly button. Now trace off to your sides, and where you're going to hit are large pelvic bones. What you want to do is just trace towards the top of those pelvic bones and then look in your mirror, because what you're probably going to notice is one side is a little bit higher than the other. So now knowing which side is high and which side is low, we can get started with our exercises. In this part, we're going to focus on strengthening weak muscles that lead to uneven hips. This first exercise is going to target a weak quadratus lumborum or QL muscle. In a nutshell, a weak quadratus lumborum will cause one side to lower, so it's noticed on the low hip side. If we can strengthen this side, what will happen is it will come back up into balance with the other side. So to strengthen the quadratus lumborum, we're going to do an exercise called a hip hiker. All you need for this one is a step or a stair. Let's start by placing the high hip side, that side's foot, right up at the edge of that step, while our low hip side is off just like this. Just let your foot hover above the floor. During this exercise, we want to keep our body nice and straight, so don't lean away like this. Instead, all movement needs to come through that low hip side. What I'm going to do is take my hand, place it right over my low side's hip, and then I'm just going to drive that hip upward towards the ceiling as much as I can. As you do this, you're going to feel a deep activation of the muscles around the hip, but more importantly, it will work into the lower back. Really focus on feeling it into the lower back, because at that point we know that we're really activating the quadratus lumborum. We're going to hold this one for 3 to 5 seconds, release it, take a breather. On the next repetition, challenge yourself by building into it just a little bit more, and repeat this 5 to 10 times. But if it does feel like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. So to take this one to the next level, we can actually add in a stretching component on the other side. When it comes to uneven hips, the high side, the quadratus lumborum, will be tight, and on the low side, the quadratus lumborum is weak. So if we can stretch and strengthen at the same time, we'll get the best of both worlds. So let's get back into our original position with the high hip side up on that stair, and I'm going to build back into my strengthening exercise by raising my low side upward, and we're going to hold that. But this time around, as we release it, we're going to lower that foot downward towards the floor as much as we can, but don't let it touch. Just let it hover slightly above the floor, because at this point you're going to feel a deep stretch on the other side, stretching that tight quadratus lumborum. Let's hold this for 5 seconds, release it, and then again just repeat back into our regular exercise for 5 to 10 repetitions in both directions. But if it does feel like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. With this next strengthening exercise, we're going to focus on another weak muscle that leads to uneven hips, and this would be weakness in the glutes or the buttocks. This time around though, we're going to focus on that high hip side, because what has happened over time is weakness is built into the glutes, leading to that imbalance. So if we're able to strengthen them, we can lower that high hip downward into balance with the other side. So to help strengthen the glutes, we're going to do an exercise called the one-legged squat. For this one, we just need something sturdy to grab onto, so a chair without wheels will work, but you can also use a table or a desk. It just needs to be roughly hip level. So let's break this exercise down. I'm going to demonstrate what to do if you have a left high hip. Whatever side that you have a high hip, what you're going to do is place that pretty close to the object that you're going to grab onto. From here, what you want to do is place all of your body weight onto that side's foot, and center your body weight a little bit more towards the middle part of your foot onto your heel. It keeps yourself balanced a little bit better during this exercise. I also like to brace my core muscles a little bit to protect my back. It's kind of like when somebody pokes you in your stomach, how you tense up and you suck your belly button towards your spine. Mimic it and hold it during this exercise. But the most important thing to do is really squeeze your butt cheek on that side to activate the glutes. From here, the other leg just goes straight out in front of you. Try to keep your back nice and straight during this exercise, and you're just going to bend that side's knee and lower your butt downward towards the floor, so a squatting position. The more you go down, the more that you're going to feel a deep activation of the muscles throughout the legs, into the hip, but more importantly, into the butt cheek. Really focus on feeling it into your glutes. Once you feel that, hold this one comfortably for about 3 to 5 seconds and then come back up, take a breather. And you're just going to repeat this about 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, challenge yourself to go down just a little bit more. But afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. In the second part, we're going to switch gears and now focus on stretching tight muscles that can lead to uneven hips. This first exercise is going to target a tight quadratus lumborum or QL muscle, which is seen on the high hip side. Over time, this tightness can drive that hip upward, leading to an imbalance. So if we can stretch it out, it will help lower that hip into balance with the other side. And to be able to do this, let's do an exercise fittingly called the ballerina. For this one, we're going to start standing whatever side that we have the high hip. Let's say it's my right side. I'm going to take that side's foot and just place it over my other side, just like this, and have my feet pointed straight ahead. You want to kind of swing your leg over just to the point where you feel a really good stretch forming on the outside of that high hip that works towards your lower back. Once you feel that, just hold this position. And if you do have balance issues, I would recommend doing this next to a wall, or at least have something that you can grab onto for support. So I'm going to then take my hand on my other side, stabilize my hip, the low side, and then I'm going to place my hand overhead just like this. So now we kind of look like a ballerina. What we want to do is just lean away through our lower back towards the other side, away from that high hip side. As you do this, you're going to feel a deep stretch form from the bottom of your ribs working into the lower back towards the top of the hip. Build into this one as much as you can and then hold it comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. And during that time, just do slow, controlled breathing. Let out as much tension as you can. Release it, take a breather, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. If you would like to take this one to the next level and get a deeper stretch, what you can do is build into our original stretch, but take the hand on the other side and just drive your hips towards that high hip side. But do this one slowly because this can get intense very quickly. With the second stretching exercise, we're going to turn our attention towards tight glutes, which can drive a hip downward, leading to an uneven hip. So if we can release that tightness, it will help raise the low side into balance with the other. So with this one, we're going to start seated with very good upright posture. Just have your back as straight as possible. Whatever side that you have a low hip, let's say it's your right side, take that side's ankle and place over your other side's knee. So when you look down, it should look like a figure 4. If you do have a lot of difficulty getting into this position, to make it a little bit easier, just straighten the other leg out like this, put your ankle over your shin, grab your pant leg or your shin right here and just slide it into position. The first movement, what we want to do is take our hands and cup right around our bent knee. We're going to pull this bent knee across our body towards the other side's shoulder, but do this one slowly because you're going to feel a great stretch form on the outside of your thigh that works towards your hip into your buttocks. Really focus on feeling it into the cheek. Once you feel that, you're going to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, challenge yourself to build into it just a little bit more. So let's take this one to the next level and turn it into an active stretch. This time around, I'm not going to use my hands at all. Instead, I'm going to use my leg and hip strength to take this bent knee and press it down towards the floor as much as I can. As you press the knee down, you're going to feel those muscles really engage. Build into this one to your comfort level. Hold this comfortably for about 3 to 5 seconds. release it, and then repeat this about 5 to 10 times. But if it does feel like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. So if you stuck around to the end of the video, you're going to be rewarded with a bonus exercise that's pretty much an all-for-one. It's going to help lengthen and strengthen both muscles that we discussed in this video at the same time. It's called the butt walk. We're going to start seated on a floor and have our legs right out in front of us. This movement, it's pretty simple. What you want to do first is just lift one butt cheek upward as much as you can, and then drive your foot forward, set it back down, and then repeat on the other side. So it looks just like this. Let's take our hands, put them on our hips. Let's lift our butt cheek up on one side as much as we can, drive our foot forward, set it back down, and then we're just going to repeat this on the other side. So essentially, we're walking with our butt. I like to do this nice and slowly for about 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. But if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in more repetitions or more sets. But if you really want to take this one to the next level, go in reverse. It hits the muscles a little bit differently. But this is a wonderful exercise that you can use every single day to help strengthen and lengthen those muscles and quickly fix uneven hips. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.